Okay, for the Medball series, sometimes there's a little bit of confusion on what's a Medball and what's a slam ball. So a Medball is just one of these big ones. For the players 4, 5, even 3, that's gonna be enough. I've got a 10 here. This is just gonna be too heavy. The purpose of using these is to be as powerful as possible, not to put as much weight in their hands as possible. We want our is a slam ball, which looks like this, which does not bounce. They are meant to just do slams and things of that nature. Again, if this is all you have available, something less than 6 pounds is what we're looking for. A 3 or a 4, even a 5 would be okay. Anything heavier than that, we're kind of losing what we want to do. So we've got a couple of med ball movements here. The first one is just a slam. So we'll take the ball overhead, we'll slam it into the floor. These big med balls like this, they're going to bounce, so we're going to have to catch them. So I'll take it all the way overhead, come up to the balls with my feet. I'm going to drop my hips back, and I'm going to catch it. So again, up, catch it. You should land in this position. We got to make sure that our hands are down and that we catch it. If I don't catch it, it will bounce. So I got to catch it as soon as it hits the floor, making sure it's also a good just reaction drill as well. So again, once I get to the top, being quick, stand, repeat. Hips go back. You'll be about a shoulder width stance. Up, here. Boom. The second drill is just a vertical toss. So the vertical toss, we're going to find about a hip width stance, and we're just going to dip, and we're going to toss overhead. So we can be as picky on this as we want. Ideally, we just want people to dip and drive overhead, not necessarily squat. So what we can notice is if the ball takes my shoulders forwards, it's not really what we want. We're just trying to go straight up and down. So from here, the torso should just stay tall. So you'll notice the ball stays in its place. It's going to stay in front of my chest. My elbows stay tight. You just dip, toss it as high as you can, let it bounce in front of you. Get out of the way. Reset. That's the vertical toss. Being as powerful as you can each and every time. Then we're going to go to a slam, a rotational toss. You're going to need a wall to do this. If you don't have a brick wall or a concrete wall or something at home, you can always do this at the field against a fence. Again, you don't need anything heavy. The purpose is not to try to break the fence. We're just trying to move as powerfully as we can. So what it is I'm going to basically start forwards, but I'm going to finish in this position. So I'm going to start forwards. I'm basically going to drop step to my right. So I drop, boom. When I drop, I load. So drop, load. Now this back hip is loaded. I'm going to basically throw my hip forwards and allow my hands to toss. What this is not is it's not a throw with the shoulders. We do so much of that anyway. You're doing the vertical toss. Your players and your athletes are going to get so much throwing action. We don't want this to be a throw with the shoulders. We want this to be a rotational toss with the hips. The hands are just going straight out. The hips are guiding the hands. This should look very similar to a swing. It's not the exact same thing, so I wouldn't coach it as the same thing. But again, find a position away from the wall where it's going to bounce. You don't have to catch this here. And again, we'll start here. Drop. Reset. Repeat. Drop. But then you just do it the opposite direction. Drop. Boom. That is going to be all 3 of your med ball. The point of the med ball series is to be as powerful as you can. Again, it doesn't need to be super, super heavy. That was only a 10 pound. You do that enough, that's going to exhaust you. So 2, 3, 4, 5 for your bigger, stronger, natural bigger athletes. Even at 5, I think at that age, it becomes a much too much resistance. It's not about the weight. It's about how powerful can we be, and how fast can we move. So that's going to be your med ball drills there. If you only have access to the slam ball, do the slams, do the vertical toss. If you take a slam ball like this and toss it against the wall, it will bust. It might not bust against a fence, but again, if that's all you have access to, that's all you have access to. Ideally, we are going to use a bigger med ball like that.